And let's get into these reviews, man. We don't have Bob to do the trailers, man. We might do a segment on it this weekend if he can, make it through when we do the classics recording. But let's get into these reviews, man. I do want to talk about film we've been trying to track down. It was supposed to come out on Hulu. It didn't come out on Hulu. And suddenly it popped up on Vudu. So I just went ahead and bought it. It was getting pretty solid reviews. And it's a horror, kind of body horror kind of film, originating out of Finland. So it's directed by Hannah Bergholm. And the story is this. Tinja is a 12-year-old gymnast who's desperate to please her image-obsessed mother. After finding a wounded bird in the woods, she brings its strange egg home, nestles it in her bed, and nurtures it until it hatches. The creature that emerges soon becomes her closest friend and a living nightmare, plunging Tinja into a twisted reality that her mom refuses to see. And I had a good time watching this, man. I mean, even though it is disturbing at times, man, but it's also has a couple of themes going on. So our main character, is this young woman, and like I said in the synopsis, she's under her mom's watchful eye, and her mom seems to be one of these parents that had a chance and for whatever reason it didn't work out. Like she's in gymnastics and her mom is pushing her. But we see indicators like her mom has this crazy scar on her leg, so maybe she got injured and was never able to fulfill her dream, with the gymnastics. And at the same time, the mom is also doing this weird thing where she's kind of doing like one of those YouTube blogs of her family.
Okay.
And it's one of those things where she's also trying to present this perfect image, even the way she pushes her daughter to be perfect at the sport, like pushing her to the point where I see parents do this all the time. Maybe your kid has an interest in softball or baseball, whatever, and you push them so much that they come to hate that activity. Yeah. So there's some of that going on. And at the same time, we get this strange bird that's crazy, man. Like, this is one of the most unique creature designs I've seen in a long time, man. It's disturbing, but it's also like darkly beautiful in a way. You're watching this thing like on the screen moving. It looks like a little bit of animatronic, a little bit of CG puppeteering. So that's kind of refreshing, man. But it's crazy because this bird seems to manifest some of what's going on with our Tinja, and there's a crazy transformation going on. I'm not going to spoil it for you, but I will say this, man. That bird is not the ultimate bad guy here. Like, the bird is definitely, it seems to be a bird that's taking on the characteristics of whatever's around the people that it's, within this realm, and but it's really strange and bizarre. It's definitely, I think, is going to be one that's worth multiple watches, because it's a simple story, but there's a lot of interesting stuff going on just below the surface, man. Especially the interaction with the mother and daughter, man. And that mom is just, it's nuts, man. but it's not even just her. I think she's also symbolizing some of what's going on in society these days, man. How people present themselves online, everything's perfect, and you can tell they're taking the time to hide the empty glasses in the background before they take the picture for Instagram. You know what I'm saying? That kind of stuff. But this bird is also so bizarre. But it is gross, man. I will say that. Like, the transformation, there's just some really good practical makeup effects going on too, man. It's got like it's giving me Cronenberg vibes, man. Like,
okay.
Just that style of just grossness. It reminds me of most of, I don't remember that movie. I don't know if you remember. I think it was called Existence. That's
a Cronenberg. Yeah.
So there was some moments in that, like when they pulled the gun off of the plate of dinner, and they, like that kind of makeup effects and grossness. But I enjoyed it, man. And also, it's pretty quick, man. It's barely 90 minutes. I think it comes in at like 87. Like, it's quick to the point. It does almost feel like a extended Twilight Zone episode, just because it goes so fast, man. But I think it does cram a lot into that time. It's not really wasting your time, as it's going on. It gets right to it,
Hulu kind of messed me up because I saw at least 3 articles where that This film will be on Hulu. And I remember you mentioned it after a couple episodes ago, and I was going on looking and seeing, I know I saw that article, and then I got with you to see if I was doing a search wrong or something, but never materialized on Hulu at all.
Yeah, definitely. It didn't show up.
Yeah.
I was like, bro, I think this is also one that was let me see. Yeah, so the crazy part about it, I think this was they were trying to cast this in 2018, but it was hard because our main actor, the one who plays Tinja, was going to have to play a dual role. You know what I'm saying? So she's going to, but you'll see once it plays out, man. Why that thing? But
from what you're saying, I'm kind of getting Black Swan vibes from parts of it.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that, man. Like it's nuts, dude. So I'm looking at this thing too. So they said IFC Midnight acquired the distribution rights. Let me see. Boom, boom. And that's all I know. Yeah, it got a limited theatrical release in April, but now it's on the the thing. So maybe they will eventually make it to one of the streaming services. Just the way things are going now, and these streaming services need content. I can see that happening. But I mean, you can rent it for $2.99 as low as that, or you can just buy it. I bought it. I think it was like $12.99 to buy it on Vudu.
Okay.
And, it wasn't too crazy. So yeah, what you got, man?
The first film I'm going to talk about is Men. It's a Alex Garland film. In the film, the main character, Harper, goes to she takes a solo vacation after her ex-husband commits suicide. She's pretty much in a house in this film, and it's like I said, it's a secluded town, and she's only interacting with like a group of guys, but you kind of slowly notice that all the guys pretty much look similar. It is a folk horror film, and after some things were kind of revealed in it, I knew what was going on in it. But it is folk horror, pretty much like a film like The Wicker Man or what's another folk horror film that I can think of?
Yeah, I think the setting kind of adds to that because it's like in a small village, small town.
Yeah. And it gets real interesting after you see what she's dealing with and what's going on with her. But it's kind of her kind of getting over what happened with her husband committed suicide and things that led up to their divorce and everything. But I really like this film.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I watched this thing. I watched it when it premiered here. I think I saw it on a Thursday night, and I think it's solid, but I don't think it's the best that I've seen from Garland, man. If I'm ranking it, I'm probably, at least for me personally, is probably out of the three that the big ones, Ex Machina, Annihilation, and this. I'm probably going to rank them in that order for me. My issue though, I don't think Harper. That was her name, right? Harper was developed enough. We didn't see enough, like even. Like we get a couple scenes of her and her husband, but they're not giving us enough there. We're all implied. It was like it was a little bit too dreamy for me, man. Like because I feel like the premise is simple enough. Pretty much, she's dealing with the impact of her and her husband and that relationship falling apart, how he died, and basically she's being haunted by it. You know what I'm saying? But the way it plays out is just like this fever dream of just like madness that I feel like he could have given us a little bit more crumbs to tie it all together, man. And the ending was wild, bro. I was like, I've seen an ending similar, but like that was just like it was just tacked on, like it didn't feel earned. You know what I'm saying? But it is going to be one of the most bizarre things you will see this year, I guarantee. Surprisingly, there was a lot of people in there when I watched it, and it was like, I think everybody just had that face like,
oh my fucking God.
What can I just watch? Like, you know what I'm saying? Well, it's wild, man. I do give props. What was the other guy, the guy that she was acting against? I gotta look this up.
Kenner.
Yeah, Kenner. I thought it was really great because they did a cool thing with that, and and I felt a little slow when I noticed it happen. I didn't really notice it until that bar scene, but I was like, hold up. I was really having a blast like watching that, and I don't think everyone else that I was watching was catching on. I was like, yo, y'all not seeing this? Y'all not seeing, and I guess I get the symbolism, but I don't know, man. This is this is a weird one, dude. Definitely, man. Like, but it's Garland, man. So I had to come check him out, man. Once I saw the maker of Ex Machina, and I was like, man, I gotta go check this out, man. So
and this is just
check it out.
This is just.
I'm surprised it got a wide release like this. To be honest, dude, like I mean, it is a week where nothing else came out.
Yeah, it is kind of a smaller film though, and I would kind of say it's a little bit more art house instead of it being like a mainstream movie. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
but at the same time, it's a lot of films like this that never show up in my town, or just limited, Or
it seems lately though that some of these smaller things are getting that theatrical run that I'm not used to them. You know what I'm saying? Like I would have to go to like the one theater in town that plays these type of movies to see this, and for me to be able to just go down to my regular mainstream theater and see it, that's really interesting, man. It seems like maybe A24 has a deal that gets these things at least, like, we're gonna give you at least a week or two and see what happens. If it's a hit, then we'll keep it going. Like, because I swear, like, all their movies, it seems like, are getting theatrical runs now. I mean, you're looking at what was the X? I think that was A24. Everything Everywhere All at Once. This one, what was the last thing I saw too in the theater that was
Zola a couple years ago was a
Zola.
Yeah, and I thought
yeah. So I don't know. Maybe they got a deal, dude. Like yeah. Let me see what else I got, man. So the next one I got is going to be a little interesting, man. So I'm going to bring up Chip and Dale's Rescue Rangers, man, and I did not expect this to be any good. And this is a film that came straight to Disney Plus, and it's about our Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers characters from the TV show in the 80s when we was all little kids, man. And so this is interesting also the way they chose to do this. So this is in direct continuity with that TV show, which is wild to me. Chip and Dale live amongst cartoons and humans in modern-day Los Angeles, but their lives are quite different now. When a former castmate mysteriously disappears, Chip and Dale must repair their broken friendship and save their friend. And this thing was a blast, dude. We got the voice talents of John Mulaney, Andy Samberg, Seth Rogen, J.K. Simmons, Tressa McNeil. Let me see. Excuse me, Will Arnett, Eric Bana pops up in this thing, man. We've got Dennis Haysbert, Keenan Michael Key. We do get a few consistently human characters and some crazy cameos, dude, on the human variety and on the animated variety. So Kiki Lane is a character in this film that, she's consistent pretty much through the whole film, helping Chip and Dale. But it's so well done, dude. Like I didn't see this coming. I think this can be fun for kids, but as we were talking earlier, I think this movie is made for adults, man, because like it's not raunchy, but a lot of the humor is over your head, man. Like there's a scene where they run into Monterey Jack, and Monterey Jack is still strung out on cheese, man, and the language that they're using. The language that they're using, I'm like, yo, they're talking to him like he's Pookie from New Jack. And Monterey's like, yeah, I owe these guys money, man. I'm like, dude, but it's so good. Like, it's so good, Courtney, man. Like I love all the sight gags too, man. There's so many animated characters that pop up in this. There's a lot of jokes. They've got Ugly Sonic, the Sonic that nobody wanted. They put him in this movie, dude. Like, it is genuinely funny, man. Like I love this thing. This feels to me like if you would have done like the frequency and the cameos in this, it feels like Ready Player One, but with some substance. Like the gag isn't just like, oh, look who's here. It's not just that simple. It's just like, it's also like they took the time to build jokes around, why these characters are here and why these things are happening. And it's so great, man. Even like the way it goes in emotion, there's been a rift between Chip and Dale. Like they don't start together. You come to find out that Dale got offered his own movie franchise and he left Chip, and Chip went and took a regular job. I think he's selling insurance or something like it. So, and Dale has become this big, star, but even his thing ran out. He just got spit out. So he's waiting for the next job, and he's working the con circuit. So he's signing autographs. Man, it's so good, dude. There's so much goodness in here. This is one I'm definitely going to watch this again probably this weekend because I had it on earlier, but I was also doing some editing. But I was totally engrossed in it. Even by the end, the conclusion, man, it's so much fun, man. Like even like Seth Rogen pops up in this, man. It's hilarious. I'm telling you, you're gonna have belly laughs off of this.
I've been hearing so many good things about this film, and I didn't, just seeing it pop up on Disney Plus. I'm saying to myself, what are you doing here? I want to see my Obi-Wan.
yeah. Obi's coming, man. I think it was Obi next week.
Friday.
Or this Friday. It's Friday, right?
Friday. Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah, but it's dope. But I was also, we were talking earlier, I don't know if this thing would have hit if you put it in theaters. Having seen it afterhand, I think it could have been a hit, but at the same time, I think it would have been hard to get people to come out the house for it, man, because they're characters that we remember, but it's not something that, like, I don't think they might have a show on there. I don't know, but I don't think the kids are as keyed into that or like, you know what I'm saying? It's a different, man. It's a different, and honestly, like I said, I don't think this one is for the kids, man. This is for us, dude. Like, because we're going to get all the references in a way that kids aren't going to get, man, and be able to have the fun with it. Like the kids, they don't know Seth Rogen. They don't know why him popping up in this scene is going to be, hilarious. So it's yeah, but they did a great job with it, man. And honestly, I hope they get a sequel, man. I would love to see more of this, man, and maybe even mix even more characters into it, man. Because like they dug in the crates, man. Even during that con scene, bro, the candle from Beauty and the Beast. It was so funny because someone recognized him and they were trying to pay him to sign something, and he's like, "Oh," and then burned $1 up. It's like, "Oh man, I needed that." It's so good, man. This is a great movie, man. It's definitely a great movie. One of the best like animation I've seen in a long time, and honestly, man, it's one of the best comedies of the year, bro. So far,
really?
It's great. It's a good movie, man. It's a good movie.
I'm gonna check it out.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
My next film is called Our Father. This is a documentary about it's a guy named Donald Klein. He was what do you call it? Fraternity doctor.
Oh yeah, okay.
And you find out that he has fathered a bunch of children by donating his personal supply of sperm with some of these families. And what's happening is you have this lady. What happened is this one woman started did Ancestry.com, and she slowly starts getting all these hits saying that she has siblings everywhere. And now she pretty much found out that it's probably over 90 siblings that this doctor pretty much made, kind of used his own sperm to inseminate women. And they pretty much took him to court and everything. It is a messed up film. And Donald Klein is kind of fucked up for doing this. But this is on Netflix, and it's good for a one-time watch, but it's like real messed up material. I just, it's kind of surprising how sick some people can be doing stuff like this to people.
Yeah, that was crazy, dude. When I heard that story, I did see that. What is this documentary on?
It's on Netflix.
Okay. Yeah, people were going on, but how many kids was it? Like 60?
It might be over 90 because. And
damn, he got grandbabies too. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, it's real messed up. He had his own family, and then he was just going out, inseminating women that were kind of needing, wanting to have kids or whatever.
But it's so bizarre because you gotta manually remove your own semen, and then that's
yeah,
oh my god. Oh.
Yeah, it's pretty messed up.
Would you want to know? like if you was one of them kids, would you want to know? Like, say you live life and you just living your life. Like, was that something you would want to know if your pops was really your pops?
Things like that change. Yeah, something like that'll change things. That you can pretty much ruin somebody's life. That could probably be devastating on somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Because you pretty much been living somewhat of a lie or living ignorant to who you really are. One of the things about this guy too.
I would want to be ignorant, dude. I would let me stay in the ignorance, man. If you find out, don't come track me down because that's probably going to whoa. Because then we got other questions one of the things about this guy too. He's was one part of something called Quiverful. And it's kind of like a white supremacy type of religious group about having multiple kids or having more white people. Polygamy kind of thing. So that
kind of thing.
Worried about what they call it, white replacement.
Yeah, white replacement. It's kind of interesting how some of the stuff like this is coming out in the news like it is. It's crazy. It's good and crazy. It's good and crazy.
Mm-hmm. Damn, dude. I do got one more, man. I forgot. I'll try to forget at least. Firestarter.
Oh man, Cory, I had like a stomach bug last week watching this, but I hated every minute of this film. Goodness gracious. Go ahead.
Yeah, so this is the remake of what year did the original come out? Was that like 80-something, 84 or
something like that?
Yeah, but the original Drew Barrymore version where there's a father who has telekinetic powers and a daughter who's able to control fire, and other things. Her name is Charlie, but this is the remake of that. So a couple desperate to hide their daughter Charlie from a shadowy federal agency that wants to harness her unprecedented gift for turning fire into a weapon of mass destruction. Her father taught her how to diffuse her power, but as Charlie turns 11, the fire becomes harder and harder to control. When a mysterious operative finally finds the family, he tries to seize Charlie once and for all, but she has other plans. And I wish I had another plan and went and just stayed home. I could have stayed home because this came to Peacock, but I prefer to watch my movies in theater. But I should have stayed home this time. And I went and saw this, and man, bro, all right. Here's one thing I'm going to say: the original Firestarter wasn't that great of a film. We let it cook because we had Drew Barrymore, and she's burning people up. Trying to find the original release date for this. 84. That was when the first one came out. Yeah. So the interesting thing about that, though, I think there were some differences that I noticed. On one hand, they did try to flesh the story out more. We get a little bit more detail of what's going on. We find out that there's other people like, her and her dad. And, and we also see the mom there, too. We didn't see that in the original. I think we never see who the mom is. So
it's been several years. And the mom had powers, too, didn't they? Didn't she?
I think the mom did have some powers in this one. Yeah, I think hers were closer to the dad's, because the dad seemed like he had the power of suggestion notes. He could make you see things that weren't there, or he could give you commands, kind of like some Jedi mind trickery, like
Professor X, type stuff.
Yeah. And her powers were more fire-based, and particularly when she's enraged or upset, things started boiling and heating up. Some of that stuff was kind of cool, how they did it, the modern version, but it just was a film that I think could have been better, but it felt like something that was made for a sci-fi channel back in the early 90s, like quality-wise, because it would have been really easy to outdo that original film. Like I said, the original film wasn't that great. It just had pretty solid casting, and Drew Barrymore. It was kind of cool watching her being so young and like back off, throwing fireballs and burning people up. That was kind of cool. So that's all you had to do, man. But they didn't do it, man. It just didn't work, dude. Like there was one scene I did like. When she found that cat in the alleyway, like, do you remember that part where the cat scratched her?
Yeah.
She burns the cat up. So, dude, when that happened, it was probably about 8 people in there, man. The whole theater came to life, and we laughed for a long time. Like it was just, but that was the only fun, man, for real to be had. They had this kind of crazy thing going in where I think there was a guy in the original that was hunting them down. This time they had a woman, and she was like in the inner workings. And, some of this stuff was kind of cool because she reactivates one of their agents, in the hunt for them. And I was like, this could have been good, but it's just done so poorly.
It kind of reminds you of the Bourne Identity, a tad bit. It just didn't work. Nothing about this worked for me. And none
of it, man. None of it, dude.
And being at home sick, watching it just something about it just made it a little bit worse.
It was just a bad movie, dude. Like even by the end, like because I think what worked. One of the coolest parts of the original was they even changed that sequence of. Because at one point in the original film, they capture her and her dad, and then they're got them in the lab and they're observing them, and then she goes off and breaks out. But this one, it was like she's breaking in, and it just seemed so anticlimactic. It wasn't as big as a spectacle as the original. In the original, it was outside. You had all these elements that are trying to gun her down. She's melting bullets, throwing fireballs at people. Like, it just seems so much. It just seems so much better, dude. Like it's just a bigger movie, man. But I'm curious to see how that film plays out now that I watch. It's probably really bad or really cheesy. But like I said,
what Friday the 13th that had the Firestarter type character in it, that might play out better than both of them.
Yeah. I know what you're talking about, but also I think what's also hurt this one is the you didn't have the child actor star power. I don't know who you could have cast, in this day and age that's an equivalent that would have been as charismatic and so she's so cute but deadly. You know what I'm saying? I don't think without that it doesn't work the same, man. And also I feel like part of why the original works so much better, I think Drew Barrymore was way younger than this kid. You know what I'm saying? So it seemed like Drew Barrymore was probably seemed like a 7-year-old that was doing all this craziness, which is already like, dude, it's like, she's so cute. Then she burned your ass up.
she might have been 7 because I think Drew Barrymore might be a year either older or younger than me. She was born. Because
this girl was 11. Like I said, she was 11 years old. So I think there was a big difference, man. Like her feet couldn't even touch the ground when her dad was driving around in the original. You know what I'm saying?
Drew Barrymore was born in 75 and in 84.
She's like 9.
Yeah, she was probably about 8 or 9 when they were filming the film. Yeah.
So maybe she was like 8 when they filmed it. So there's a big difference in that too. I think that doesn't translate so well because this kid's older, and she seems like to me, like in this film, like she's been one of the kids just hanging out with the Stranger Things crew,
Yeah.
So there's a difference, but yeah, I don't know. I would say stay away from this one, man. There's a lot more.
One kid in school with her was just a pure dick,
Yeah. It was like you was going. Oh man, it was so wild. But that scene was funny though too, man. I kind of liked how it started, but then quickly it just evolved. It's just like, man, dang. And I like even with the fact you've got what's the name in here? Who can be good in things? What's the main dude?
Zac Efron.
Yeah, Zac Efron. But I'm like, man, he was just getting a paycheck, dude. This was not good. Yeah, I would encourage you to stay away, man. I don't usually tell people that, but man, this was not worth the time. It was like, oof. They shouldn't even put this in the theater. I wonder how good it did or what it did. Might have got a couple million.
I don't think it made any money at all.
And that's the thing too, because I think it had the potential to really reignite this film. Because like I said, the first time out wasn't that great, man. You had a do-over on the Stephen King property, and you just Man, he's probably mad. I don't know if how he feels about the original, because he's notorious for cooking some of these adaptations. But I'm curious to see what he's saying about this one, dude. You got anything else, man?
No. I watched Downton Abbey, the new era. That's nobody probably watches the show is in it at all, but that's a series.
You never know.
Yeah, that's a series I liked a lot. That was on PBS, and then I kind of follow that, but I overall like Downton Abbey.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, man. So I got Danger Zone, bro. Can't wait.
I know Concentrated is probably giving a big review on that.
They might. Couple saucer, man. I can see that they'll do an episode on that. But yeah, I'm waiting for this Danger Zone, boy. Todd, he gonna get some of my. I'm gonna be part of that 180 million.
Like I said, I got my ticket for Saturday night. Hopefully, I don't get called in at all. But
Yeah. I might see it a couple times, depending on how good it is. I got 3:00 tomorrow, man. So I'm gonna get up early.
I didn't see anything about the advanced screening until yesterday.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're doing that in a lot of places too. And I think they're giving out a cool little poster or some other, collectibles along with it when you do go see it that way. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah, one thing about being like in the AMC A list or like you in a Regal deal. Mm-hmm. You just walk in, you just pick your seat already. You walk in the theater, you just sit your ass down. And even like at my AMC, they deliver food to you. So other than me going to take a piss or go to the bathroom before I watch the show, I don't have anything to worry about.
No, just walk in, get your ticket, and go to see. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's what's up, man.
But I'm one of these people. One thing is about me, though. I'm one of these people that actually loves having a physical ticket. I don't know about you, Corey, but
no, they always offer it to me when I do scan it. Like if they've been doing this thing where they'll have a guy at the front as soon as you walk in, like right behind the doors with a phone, and they'll scan your ticket with that. Or you could go to the where the concession's at, and they'll print it out if you want. They ask you, do you want your ticket? So
yeah, I don't know why I'm like that, but I pretty much have tickets going probably back to a couple of years. I put them in bottles and everything.
Yeah, I was thinking about getting like like those old photo books that you have with the pages you flip out and just stick them in there, and one of those. But yeah, those would be cool, man. But I don't know, my movies, I'm kind of, at least for new releases, probably up to the 50s. New first time watches this year, about 50 something. So far this year, I did watch the movie Life for the first time. I had a blast watching that, man, because I had seen parts of it.
That's a good film. That's a good film.
Yeah. That thing, that's actually really good, and I'm surprised it kind of went under the radar. No, people don't really talk about it much, but that thing, they did a good job on that, man. That's all I need from a monster movie. Like, just give me that. Like, and then the ending, I love the ending too. It's one of them endings where like everything is not going to be all right. Like, yo, I love that kind of stuff, man. Don't give me that happen.
You have a bit of an oh shit moment where you see exactly what happened in that.
Yeah, because they even confuse you a little bit too. It's like when the pod mix up, you're just like, yeah. Well, I guess this. You see my man, he's just stuck. I'm like, yo, that's it. Me, I wonder how long that would. But see, when endings happen like that, I want to see the aftermath. But no one's ever going to finance that. Maybe a comic book might, but to have to do a whole movie where you just see the shit get even more, like see the earth just destroyed, that'd be so fun, man. But yeah,
I'll be honest with you, not to spoil anything for anybody that hasn't seen it. It's along the lines of The Thing in a way.
Yeah.
So a little bit of The Thing and Alien. Mm-hmm. In a way. And I really enjoyed that film. I want to say I might have saw that in the theater a couple of years ago.
I miss it because the funny thing is I was talking to somebody when I posted on Facebook, and it was like, man, this thing flew under the radar. It's like, it's sad that it flew under the radar. So I had to look up what else came out around the time, and let me see. I think it was March of 2017, 2017. And March was kind of stacked, dude. So at least, I could see how it got, under the radar. So yeah, that year we had.
What Marvel movie was out then?
Well, we had one, but it wasn't MCU though. So we had Power Rangers came out, Life, Beauty and the Beast remake, which was a big ass film, dude. Logan.
Okay.
Logan came out. Let me see, and I think Chips was out, and that didn't do very well. But also Kong Skull Island.
Those were the same weekend or within the same month?
Same month.
Okay.
And Ghost in the Shell.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So those all came out in that March, and I think Trainspotting too.
I want to say I saw all those except for Chips in the theater in that month.
Yeah, so Trainspotting too. So I can see how this thing got kind of just lost in the mix. You know what I'm saying? Like if you didn't see, it probably made it 2 weekends in the theater. Because I know that Beauty and the Beast 8, that thing did like $1 billion, dude. And Logan did really big as well. Even though I still haven't seen Logan yet, yo.
Really?
What the fuck was I doing in 2017? Was we doing this podcast then? I don't know. I think we was. But maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I didn't review none of these, man. This might have been later. Maybe I
joined you and Bob in May of whatever year.
So this might have been before that.
We might have been doing this about 5 years. Yeah, we might have been doing this about 5 years.
We might have started this podcast a little bit after this started happening, or like, because I don't know, dude. Because what else when did Black Panther come out? Was that 2017 or 2018?
I want to say that might have been 2018.
All right, I think we started in 2018, the movie Massacre. Yep, we did. Because I remember February, and I remember I reviewed it with my buddy because we saw it together, and then we came back here and did like a 2-hour review of that shit.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that was pretty much just us recapping the whole shit. I gotta dig that up. I might have it still somewhere, man.
Shout out to Slagoff. I think Slagoff told me about your show, and I was listening. I got to listen because that was when you and Tyler back then.
Oh yeah,
you and Tyler. In a tattoo shop, and I just thought that was the coolest thing. Y'all was, just having like open discussions about things. I thought
that was crazy, man. But yeah, we'll be back, man. Let's wrap this thing up, man. Let the people go. But yeah, we're gonna be back. Definitely gonna talk about Top Gun. I forgot I gotta put this Doctor Strange review up. We missed the whole hype of the window, but I'll probably put that up tonight, sometime. But yeah, we're gonna be back, folks, man. You can catch me at Monkey Blood on Twitter, Instagram. Follow us on YouTube, man. We're From the Canopy Film Show on YouTube. Subscribe to the channel. You can also follow at From Canopy on Twitter, at From the Canopy on Instagram. And yeah, that's it.
I'm Cornelius Bros. You can find me on Facebook, Cornelius Bros, on Instagram, Cornelius Bros, on TikTok at Cornelius1976, and on Twitter at Cornelius 1976.
All right, man. All right, folks, we out of here. Catch y'all next time.
Later.
Peace. Yeah, can I pause? Oh, I have this thing zoomed in.